What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mo.J and we are locked in. This is episode 5 of Brea, the fort. Now we had a new person come in and it was pilot Levi. And Levi, he came in, he's supposed to save everybody, but his plane crashed and they stumbled across a fort. And of course, they want to go investigate the fort, which, you know, they shouldn't do. But before we get into this episode, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you'll be a part of it. Hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now, the team, they're about to go into this fort, try to see why is the signal from the plane coming from this fort, and also how was there a fort built and we're in 10,000 BC? So let's jump into it. This is Brea, episode 5. We start off with the whole crew at the fort. Now, when they get in here, Captain Levi is saying, hey, the signal that we seen on the plane is coming from inside of here. I did mention in the intro it's a fort. We don't know what's in here. And of course, they want to investigate. And the first bad decision that they make, hey, it's 6 of us. Let's split up into groups of 2s and go investigate this. Now, they only have that one weapon that Lucas has. Let's not split up. Let's all stick together. You know what I'm saying? And if we do split up, it'll be 3 and 3. All right, we in this building. Y'all go right there where we can all hear each other. Not let's spread out across the whole fort. Eve is like, hold up. We shouldn't do that. We're intruding. Levi's talking about, nah, we'll be fine. Now she's trying to get to partner up with her son because he just got bit by a werewolf last week. He's like, nah, I'm gonna go with Riley. She's a doctor anyway. And you already know Lucas is taking our boy Scott because Scott buried his drugs. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna watch out for you. So she's partnered up with Levi and they've been messing around too. Back at the campsite, you remember Lily said she saw an older gentleman in the woods. So they're like, all right, we can't turn on each other. We need to all come together. Dr. Sam is pretty much the leader since he's a doctor. Who knows? Now, the gay couple, they go back to working on their truck. And Ty, he looks at Lily because she didn't talk until last episode. And she's seen the dead body. She's seen the man in the woods. So he's suspecting something is up with her. He just can't put his finger on it. Josh is partnered up with Riley. We know she's the nurse on the scene. Her dad's the doctor. She did surgery on him. So she's been, you know, helping everybody out with their wounds. You can tell that Josh is a little attracted to her, but she's telling him, hey, you know what I'm saying? You're in high school. I don't like you like that. And he's trying to explain, I helped out you and Scott. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you need to be a little friendlier to me. They're talking about all the wrong stuff. They're supposed to be looking for wherever the signal is, but they're in here talking about their personal life and y'all only been here for about a week. Who cares? Eve and Levi, they going around, they looking inside the building. It's like, all you gotta do is just open this little curtain up. All right, ain't nothing in here. They're going inside. Oh, nothing's here. Eve is upset and Levi is telling her, hey man, I'm sorry that, you know, Gavin knows about us, but he asked me and I had to tell him. Well, he could already kind of know. So she's upset that her ex-husband knows that she's messing around with one of his friends that the kids consider an uncle. Like, you can't be mad at that. You were the one messing with him. Once again, they're talking about everything except what they're supposed to be talking about. We're here to find a signal. They go into another building and they see it has that same marking that we seen on the rock. So she's like, that's a familiar place. And when they go in there, there's a man inside of the hand and it looks like he's electrocuted, just like the body that Lily found in the woods back at the campsite. So now they're starting to think this may be connected with what's going on back at, you know what I'm saying, at camp. Now, it turns out this gentleman here is one of the people that Levi actually came to save. Now, there was another mission that had taken place, and that's what he's actually here for. Now, Eve is saying, what else are you doing here? You know, that you didn't tell us. Are you here for us? He's saying, yeah, I'm here to save y'all, but I also had a classified mission to find 7 other people. So she's like, look, I don't care if it's classified. I need to know this stuff. And of course, hey, man, you got us drug out here. We don't know where we're at. No weapons, risking our lives to help you find 7 other people. We still have a group of about 50 to 60 of us that need to be saved. This Levi guy, man, can't trust him now. So she's like, what? 3 years ago, there was another sinkhole in the Mojave Desert. Well, we know Gavin's been talking about that. He's seen this light before. And when he got close to it, that's why his head's all messed up. Eve was talking about, we need to get back and warn everybody that there could be other people out here and it ain't safe. Back to Avon and Izzy. You remember they went off to a little farm type area because the doctor that was part of the Department of Homeland Security, they have another plane built. So what they're telling them is, hey, that light in the sky, it may be potentially closing, so we need to move fast and have you fly this plane down in there. Of course, Izzy doesn't want her dad to go. She already lost her brother in the hole and her mother. So they're trying to get her dad, hey, we just need a couple hours. I know you probably ain't never flown this before because no one has except for Levi, and he wrecked his. But we need you to get down here in this sinkhole. And the other doctor is promising Izzy, oh, he'll get back just fine. Nah, if you knew he can get back just fine, y'all would have already been in there and back. Now, one thing I can say about Riley is she's the only one making sense. While they're searching, Josh finds a little underground tunnel. And she's saying, wait, let's not go down there. We're in a fort in 10,000 BC and there's just a random tunnel. Nah, we shouldn't do that. But Josh, he has his cell phone. He say, well, you know what? I'm going. And this is just because she turned him down. If she didn't turn him down earlier and say he was in high school, he would have probably listened to her. But now he has to play hero. Lucas is with Scott. We know Scott hid the drugs. And now Lucas says, you know what? You're going to stay with me. I'm going to protect you at all times because I got a lot of money riding on them drugs. So where exactly did you put it? And Scott saying, well, you know, in the woods somewhere. Because you remember, he said he forgot because he got high, went out one night, dug it up. Can't remember where it is. Lucas finds this out and he is upset. He snatches him up and puts him against the wall. You don't remember where my drugs are? Now we finally get to see someone other than the old man in this show. Now he comes in and he snatches up Lucas and gets him off of Scott. But he doesn't know that Lucas got a little bit of moves in him. He talking about pat, 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 and gets him off him. Now they get to fighting. You remember Scott, he's nervous. He's always high. Lucas had a gun on him. It dropped out. He's telling Scott, hey, pick up the gun and shoot this guy. But he's just sitting there and he doesn't do it. He freezes up pretty much. I'm looking at Scott like, man, come on, man. They take down Lucas. Then they come in with a spear and they put it straight to Scott's face and they speak English. And you know Scott, he's talking about, wow, I didn't expect you to be able to speak English. I would have hit him like, man, shut up. Ty's been suspecting something is up with Lily. She knew more than what she was saying about the old man in the woods. And also at the beginning of the episode, he's seen her. So he wants to come over and talk to her just to try to get her to open up. He comes over and tells her, hey, we're all about to play softball. We're not even worried about collecting food or any kind of supplies. We're going to just waste our day and play softball. Now Lily's looking, and Veronica, her older sister, she doesn't really want her to interact with anybody. And we don't know why yet. She just keeps saying her dad told her, hey, we shouldn't be talking about anything. Veronica starts crying a little bit and she's saying, I'm just wanting, what her dad wanted, just to stay to ourselves because we can't trust anybody. Now Ty's telling her, look, we're all in this together. We're all stuck here. We don't know how to get out, but we need to make the best of our time. So you need to be honest with us so we can be honest and help you. She's crying a little bit, but she eventually lets Lily go play baseball with him. Eve and Levi, they decide to go up to the top of this tree where they can look out and see everything that's going on in the fort. Now, you remember Josh and Riley went down in that underground tunnel. That tunnel led them on the outside of the fort. So they're on the outside of the fort and Eve is looking down like, hey, what are y'all doing out there? Hey, man, we're stuck. She's like, stay there. We're going to find Scott and Lucas and then we're going to meet up with you. But things don't ever go as planned. Because as soon as they tell them we're about to go look for the other two, the whole tribe comes back and they see, oh, who is that? We don't know him. Who is that? Josh and Riley? You got the lady blowing the horn. And they just start charging after her. So now Eve and Levi, they have to get up out that little spy tower and they need to figure out how to help the kids and also save themselves. Scott and Lucas, now they done got ambushed. They tied up, feet, arms behind their back. But Lucas, he's always thinking. He says, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I have a lighter in my pocket. I need you to get it out of my pocket. And we could burn the wire just like Indiana Jones. Because Scott is always thinking about the most random things. He said, I wouldn't have thought I was going to die like this. Maybe a brain aneurysm, something like that, a car wreck. Never tied up. But he gets the lighter out and he starts to burn his rope off. What he does say is, hey, Lucas, if I let you go, you're not going to kill me, are you? You're going to promise me you're not going to kill me? Eve and Levi, they come down out the tower. Now they get ready to run out the front gate where they came in, but people come in, and I'm talking about they got bow and arrows and they letting them loose. This tribe is trash though, because it's just 2 people you got to hit, and it looks like it's about 10 of y'all, and y'all missing every single arrow. Well, these 2, they duck off into this house, and they stumble across a group of kids eating. Now these kids, they're sitting here, they're not talking, so we don't know if they can speak English or not. Maybe it's just a couple of the elders that can. They're sitting here, but we got to find somewhere to hide because the tribe is coming. Josh and Riley, they end up hiding in these little cracks. Now, when they get there, there's a whole team searching for them. There's one guy up on top of the ledge, but he can't see him because, it's kind of further back and it goes down into the little ravine. Luckily, they got 2 people surrounded, Eve and Levi. So the lady on the horn, she calls, brum, 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 to bring everybody back. Let's, make a perimeter and try to find at least the 2 that we have in here. If 2 get away, that's fine. We can still capture 2. Back at the farm, they're trying to figure out how they're going to execute this, get this done before anybody notices that, hey, there was another plane that went down into the, into the, the sinkhole. Now, Izzy, she still doesn't understand how this is going to happen. Is her father going to be good? Now, the doctors are trying to ensure that we're going to be monitoring this very, very heavily. So your dad's going to be safe going in there. And I'm thinking, hey, man, every time something gets close to that, it's like the radio frequency and it's an EMP. Everything just shuts down or catches on fire. Gavin is a brave soul, though. He's like, you know what? I'm going to risk it. And Izzy, she's asking her dad the right questions. What if you get one of your visions while you're flying? That could easily wreck, you pass out or something. But Gavin, he knows it's only him and Levi that are capable of flying this. He wants to at least get his son back. I don't know if he really cares too much about his ex-wife, even though he's making it seem like that. And he's probably trying to save her so she won't be with Levi. Who knows? But Izzy is very concerned, and I would be too. Like, hey, Dad, you sure you want to go down there? Like, So everybody's in a little predicament. We got Josh and Riley. They made it out at least. Eve and Levi, they got to hide. They with the little kids, but the whole village is about to come search that house. And then we got Scott and Lucas. They just now got themselves free. What Josh and Riley are about to do is try to make a distraction so they can at least get inside the fort and find their parents. Now, this is a very, very silly move just for the simple fact that you got 2 people watching the front gate. So that means there's got to be people on the inside if they're actually watching something. And Josh, he's getting on Riley. Riley, you were pissed that my mom didn't go back to save your dad, even though your dad told my mom to leave. So you need to come help me get my mom out of this. Just like my mom helped, you know what I'm saying? She didn't come help your dad, but you got mad. So you need to go ahead and help, or you're just a big contradiction. Now we see Levi and Eve. They're hiding behind a little storage thing. Now, I don't know how they can't see these big heads back there, but they question the kids. Have you seen the intruders? Oh no, we haven't seen anybody. We just been in here eating. The guy's like, all right, cool. Well, if y'all do see something, let me know. He didn't even look around the room, but I guess if the kids weren't, spooked or anything, no, oh well. Now, this young man calls them the Sky People. His grandfather told him about the Sky People, and he feels like what his grandpa was telling him is that the Sky People, when they come, they're here to take everything that we got, everything that we worked for. And they're saying, no, we're not here to do that. We're nice. But is there an extra way to get out of here? We haven't done anything to y'all. Can you help us leave? He says, yes. Come on, follow me. They out here playing baseball, swinging around, having fun. Everyone's laughing. Ha, ha, ha. Little do they know their expedition team of 6 is over here about to get killed. They over here fighting for their lives. They playing baseball. Ty goes over and he's encouraging Lily. He wants her to feel good, feel like she's a part of the, part of the community. Hey, man, I didn't know you could play baseball like that. Good job. But of course, she's not really talking. So she looks at him and then she runs off to go be with Veronica. Once Scott lets Lucas go, he said, hey, man, promise me you're not going to kill me. Lucas is like, man, if you leave me, you're not going to make it 2 steps without me out there. I would have stuck my head outside and seen what it looked like. Coast is clear. I'll take my chances. But once he lets Lucas go because he felt like he does need that safety, Lucas punches him in the face for tying him up. For not untying him. He's like, dang. All right, man, I guess I'll follow you, Lucas. The distraction that Josh does is he turns some music on his phone and puts it up front. Now, I don't know how the guards couldn't see him because it's a direct shot. All they did was just walk forward maybe, 20 to 30 feet, and it's a phone. But I would have left my phone there because it got a flashlight on it and it got a little bit of battery life. But they do this and they sneak in behind them. Dr. Sophie, she's with the Department of Homeland Security. She's the one that actually told Gavin, come out here. We got another plane. Well, her assistant comes and says, Gavin stole his file. I hope he doesn't plan on doing anything because we're putting extra security around the sinkhole. Now, I don't know what kind of security they're going to have around the sinkhole because someone could just easily fly in there. Unless they're just talking about on the perimeter if he tried to come and rappel himself down. But they're looking at Gavin because they really want to know what's going on, especially since there's documents of him being at other sinkholes and seeing that light. Now, they're trying to get the radar and everything together. We got Dr. Sophia handling the Department of Homeland Security. The other doctor comes and says, hey, we got to get to LA because that's the only way we can get something. And Izzy said, you want us to drive back to LA just so you can show us something? She looks at her and says, who said anything about driving? So we about to take a plane or a helicopter or something. We about to get there though. The kid shows them to a little escape route. It's in the wall, and you remove a rock and then the whole thing swings open. Now it's behind some shrubs, so nobody would notice it. And when they get there, everyone escapes out, and Eve and Levi, they're the last two here with this little kid. And it turns out the old man is the kid's grandpa. So he's saying, hey, the sky people, anyone that comes through that, they're trying to take all of our stuff. They're trying to take what belongs to us. And he's over here, he's about to let this thing go. But some lady comes and stops him. Now, this lady, I'm assuming, is probably the girlfriend of Dr. Sophia, because she did mention that she had, a loved one that came through and she hasn't seen her ever since. So this lady, she probably understands more what's going on than the rest of the tribe and grandpa, because she was in the military and they seen this sinkhole in the Mojave Desert. So she probably was one of the first people to fly through, which is why she's like the quote unquote queen. But she tells grandpa, hey, let them go, because she knows these people aren't here to hurt them. They probably just fell through like we did. On the way back, since they're free now, Scott and Lucas, they get into a little disagreement. And Scott's saying, hey man, if you're gonna kill me, go ahead and kill me. I freed you, man. I let you go. And okay, I don't know where your drugs are. And Lucas is saying that doesn't make us even. But what he does respect is that Scott finally stood up for himself. He told him, look, if you're gonna kill me, go ahead and do it then. I don't know where the drugs are, man. It is what it is. So he stood up for himself, and now Lucas has respect for him. And what he can do is, hey, now we can work together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna kill you, but help me find the drugs now. They make it back to camp. Everyone's just so relieved. They've been playing baseball all day, wasting all of the supplies and rations. You're exerting too much energy having fun and recreational stuff. Y'all don't even have significant housing or anything. But when they get back, Dr. Sam, he greets Levi. Oh, you're the pilot? Okay, nice to meet you. Riley and Josh, they're talking to each other, and the body that they found, they're assuming that maybe the old man, grandpa, killed him because they seen another body that was electrocuted at the campsite at the fort. And he's saying, yeah, I know. And she's actually thanking Josh for everything that he did. He was looking out for her, and he kind of pushed her to be strong. So she gets up and she kisses him on the cheek. So even though he's in high school and she said they're in two different age years, it didn't matter. He still got a little kiss. It's just a peck on the cheek. Ty comes back and he talks to Lily, and he's just asking her, is everything all right? You can talk to me. If there's anything you want to say it to me. Well, it turns out Veronica isn't her older sister. Veronica and the guy Aaron that she was saying was her dad, they kidnapped her last year from a church. So Ty's hearing this. He's like, wait a minute. We need to talk to Veronica about this. Veronica comes over and she's like, wait a minute, what's going on? Lily's too close to this guy Ty, but the truth has came out. You were a kidnapper and we need to talk to you. So she drops whatever she got in her hand. I'm talking about she hightails it. She goes out into the woods. One thing we know about these woods is you don't want to be out there by yourself. There's saber-tooths, there's wolves. Hell, there's the old man out there. This is just sad. Damn Veronica. Dr. Sam is talking to Levi and he's asking, all right, what are you doing here? Is everything gonna happen? Levi said, my job is to save y'all. I flew here. We'll figure it out. Maybe, maybe we can find some parts from another plane or wherever that signal was coming from and we can make it happen. But as long as I'm here, my job is to bring you all back. I mean, Dr. Sam, all you can say is okay, because I mean, we ain't got nothing else to do. We just got to put our little trust in you. We can't exert all of our efforts into this, but we got to make the best of the situation. They finally get back to LA to see what this doctor is trying to show them. Now, when they get there, they're at a construction site. In this site, it's the same site where they are in 10,000 BC. What they're doing is they're digging up and finding any remains that comes from them, because anything that they leave, you know what I'm saying, it just shows up here because it's, you know, it's rechanging time where they're at. Now, they found a message from Eve that she wrote to them, and she put it in a glass bottle. And since glass takes so long to, you know, break down through the environment, the paper in there was broken up into pieces, but they put it back together. So now they actually have communication from back then to now, and they know that Eve is still alive, because what they're doing is going on right now. It's just altering the things that happen also. Now Gavin is looking, he sees a letter, so that's reassurance that they're alive. But they're saying, hey, that portal in the sinkhole, it's not gonna be open too much longer, man. So he's like, all right, what we gotta do? I'm going through there. We just gotta make it happen. We see Eve writing another letter. So she's rolling it up. She's putting it in a glass bottle. This may be the same letter, but what she's saying is, Gavin, I don't know when I'm gonna see any of y'all or if I'm gonna see any of y'all, but I know if there's a way to figure out how to get us, Gavin, you're the man for the job. So now, even though she doesn't want to be with Gavin, she knows what he's capable of. She's going to have to take our man back. Come on now. Gavin is doing everything he can to save you, and you his ex. Gavin is like, well, if the light is closing, I need to get down there, but why didn't you tell me? And the doctor says, well, just to be honest with you, I can't guarantee you'll make it back if you go through. So good luck. And he's looking at like, man, I thought y'all said y'all got, you know what I'm saying, y'all gonna be watching this heavily. No. There you go, episode 5 of Brea. Let me know what you think. Would you be one of the people that are actually going to fly through and risk maybe not coming back if you were Gavin? Let me know what you think, because I'm saying no, I'm not going down there. But I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.